And welcome back, everyone, to the Quirk Creation series. From Zombie Demon, we have Rimuru Tempest from So I Was Reincarnated as a Slime. So Rimuri's also one of those characters who is apparently uber powerful. I've done Rimuri a couple times, but Rimuri apparently is a level of power is like way up there. Uh, so it's one of those characters where creating a specific quirk that has a basic form or has like a base ability that could have multiple aspects of it is tricky. And I think we can all more or less agree that you can't do something, you can't have a quirk that encapsulates all of their abilities. This is just one of those characters you can't do it for. But because the series is how I got reincarnated as a slime, I think the best way we can go about it is simply this. The base quirk would be slime or slime time. Rimuri, their quirk is slime time. And essentially they are a living slime. Now, granted, they still take on a humanoid appearance. And I imagine even they can make their skin change like the opaqueness of the slime to make their skin look human. But by all account, they are a sentient slime. Now, being a slime means as long as you can manipulate your body or even like take in more moisture or whatever you need to do, you are capable of theoretically doing any and all of the abilities that slime had in the series of how I got reincarnated as a slime. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that we can kind of emerge that into a new ability. For example, you're not going to see Rimuru use elemental abilities beyond, say, maybe water manipulation. Maybe you can even make an argument of ice, because slime is not necessarily water. It's a viscous material that has a lot of water in it. So in theory, with enough training, I could see Rimuru being able to, let's say, lower their body temperature, lower the temperature of the slime to freezing temperatures to create ice, increase it to just manipulate water. But one of the caveats to that would be you'd have to draw in the moisture either in the environment or wherever the water is nearby to use that water effectively. Beyond that, you'd still obviously get the standard shape shifting abilities. I could see if Rimuri's got enough slime creating like wind. The only thing you're not going to be able to see here is say like spatial manipulation or like mental dominance, unless there is something, unless Rimuri figures out a way to be partially, like, say, consumed and then worm their way up into the brain of someone, which I don't particularly see that being very likely. But then again, certain slimes, like off of slugs, for example, or toads, have psychedelic effects. So it's not an impossible feat. I'll say this. It's not an impossible feat. It's possible, for example, that maybe if you were to say evaporate some slime off Rimuri, and Rimuri could just reconstitute their body with like extra moisture. If you were to say evaporate it and he figures that out, then creating like psychedelic gas, hallucination gas, that's possible as well. As long as you can figure out a way it can tie back to a slime body, I would be willing to accept the ability. Because again, Rimuri has a lot of abilities. And characters with a lot of abilities are kind of really tough to do on this series. So either way, though, that's what I think. That's my thought for the quirk. What would be the weaknesses of this quirk? Because he's got a slime body, he would be susceptible to straight out like heat, evaporation, all that. But it would have to be extreme heat, so I'd say that. I could imagine that despite being a slime and having a liquid-esque body, you would not be, what's the word I'm looking for here? He wouldn't necessarily be like weak to electricity, wouldn't necessarily be conductive. But at the same time, who knows, maybe it could be. Beyond that, without excess moisture around, it wouldn't be as easy for Rimuru in this world to use his powers. Like even drawing moisture from the air is something. But and so Rimuru would probably be their strongest either near like a large body of water or like say in the rain. But that being said, I see those being relatively good weaknesses. Beyond that, maybe Rimuru would also dry out if you were in, say, the desert or whatever. But I don't know. That's my thoughts. Characters like Rimuru are extremely powerful, so let me know what you think. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.